This is Make a Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 8, First Impression Review. Alright, if you're new here, what I like to do is do a first impression immediately after the episode, and then after a couple days, I talk with you guys in the comments section, and then I rewatch the episode, and I come back with a detailed analysis called an Afterthoughts video. Now, for my subscribers, CenturyLink cut out like 3 weeks ago, and it jammed everything. Maybe it was 4 weeks ago. It just jammed everything and pushed everything back, so I still have to upload episode 6 Afterthoughts, 7 and 8. This week you're gonna get, all 3 back to back. Now that that's over with, let me just get this out of the way. If you guys want to know who Negan is, if you're new here, I do have an in-depth video. Beware of spoilers. It's all from the comic book. No show spoilers unless they do that right from the comic book. But let's get right into this episode. I'll be honest, I'm kind of like, meh, and that might change. Two reasons it might change, because all throughout today, I've been kind of annoyed with the Walking Dead fan base. So going into it, I just was a little bit annoyed, and not all of them, just some of them, because there's ones that are literally going out there with spoilers, posting them an hour, 2 hours before the episode airs. People are trying to message you, and which I don't get, because I'll get someone like, "Oh, Ronnie, I've been watching your videos since you had 2,000 subs. Here's a complete fucking breakdown of everything that's going to happen tonight." And it's like 2 hours till we see the show, and every video I say, I hate spoilers. So I was really annoyed, and then going into the episode, it felt like the Hunger Games. You get what, part 1 and part 2, and really it should have been part 1. This felt like all build up, and it was all build up for the mid-season premiere, and that's what we're going to get in episode 9, but we have to wait all the way till February 14th for the mid-season premiere. All of it just felt like build-up for that. Now, here's the thing. If I was watching 8 and 9 back-to-back, or maybe even a week apart, I probably wouldn't be that annoyed. But knowing I have to wait, and the spoilers for episode 9 are already leaked on the fucking internet. Alright, let's just say, first off, I want to talk about Morgan and Carol. They had that odd filming time frame where at the end of episode 7, Carol goes into the prison, but then in the beginning of episode 8, the towers are down and they're already out there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, okay, what did they hear the wall fall down, the tower, and then run out? They didn't show it, so that was a little confusing. It threw me off for a bit. And then when they go and deal with the wolf, I already talked about this in the preview. I was not going to stand for the wolf getting out because it's so cliche. Every time in a movie they catch a prisoner, he gets out. This time I wasn't even really that annoyed with the prisoner escaping until this, psycho, I kill everybody, I chop their bodies up, I put a fucking W on my forehead, has the opportunity to kill everybody, and doesn't do that. That just seemed completely out of character. I was like, oh, motherfuckers are dying. This is going to be a showdown right here. It's about to be blood everywhere. And it was nothing. He didn't kill anyone. He just left. It just felt out of character. Extremely out of character. Unless they come back in 9 and show something that we don't know yet. Not only that, you got Rosita and Tara, and they got guns. He looked like he had a big enough target. I would have imagined Rosita could have popped a shot off. Or just said, you know what, fuck it, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're not going anywhere. We're going to kill you. You can either scoot over there, you could walk out, leave Denise, and we'll let you live. But if you just, fuck around, we're just going to kill you. I don't know. It was cool, though, that Carol dropped the F-bomb. Now, I'm almost positive she did. If you didn't hear it, rewatch it. Carol says, "Get away from him," when she walks in, and then she says, "Get away from him," and it was muted out. So that gives me hope for Negan. A lot of hope. To go to the ending, we have them holding hands, and they're prepping the No Way Out scene from the comic book. And, I love that. Being a comic book fan, it was one of my favorite parts where they were going into it. But again, and I don't mind if you guys are like, "Listen, Hayes, I hate everything you're saying." I don't mind, because I know I'm being a little annoyed right now, because the whole time I'm watching this episode, I'm thinking, okay, that's build up for that. That's build up. And I know they're going to save a lot of shit for the mid-season premiere, obviously for ratings and for the design and structure, and that sometimes gets a little annoying with TV shows because it makes it predictable. And this felt utterly predictable where, as I'm watching it, I'm watching it knowing they're building this all the way up and they're going to stop it, just as they start walking in the herd. And I'll be damned. Sure enough, my cousin, who doesn't even read the comics, was like, "Oh, I bet you they're gonna end it with the kid saying mom or something, surrounded by walkers." And I'm thinking like, yeah, they probably will. And sure enough, they did that. See how predictable it is. And he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Let me tell you right now. He's probably watching this like, yeah, wait a minute, fuck you, man. I'm just fucking with you. But anyway, yeah, so it felt predictable build up. I was watching it knowing this is going to end, and we're gonna have to wait. We're not gonna get anything. So it completely took all the suspense. It stole all the tension away from the scenes because of that. And I don't know if you guys, sometimes you get like sucked into a show and you don't see it coming. But I was there. I was enjoying it, but it just wasn't enough to suck me in where I forgot that. Oh, it's almost fucking 10 o'clock. They're, right about to end this shit. So, I don't know. It didn't immerse me like I thought it should have, Again, though, is the reason I'm not completely shitting on this is I do believe that watching 8 and 9 back to back would probably be great, fantastic. With the direction they're going, if 9 plays out with what they have already set up, it could be pretty fantastic. But right now we are specifically talking about 8, and that being the case, fuck, I hate doing this because oh my god, I love The Walking Dead so much, and I hate having to admit that I'm kind of like, meh. I have never been more excited about the show than when I started reading the comic. Once I started reading the comic, my excitement went through the roof because you know Negan, you know what's coming. So and that's just an example. I'm talking about No Way Out right now. I knew No Way Out from the comic book, so I was so excited because the comic book story was just so intense. It was, it was one of the best story arcs in the entire series, one of the best. And when I'm watching this episode, even this season, even though I was really enjoying it, it didn't meet my expectations. Feels like it's missing a wow factor. We might get that in 9, but we'll have to wait and see. Speaking of the wow factor, it seems like a lot of fans got that at the end where we had to sit through that bullshit Badlands show. Man, shit is just annoying the hell out of me all day today. It must be a bad day, that's it. Because then AMC does this bullshit, which, and I'm allowed to say this because I stick up for AMC all the fucking time, but AMC did this bullshit where they force Walking Dead fans to sit through Badlands, a show that you might not even give a shit about. And the reason I'm being a dick about it is because it doesn't benefit the fans at all. It's not something where you can be like, okay, I see, AMC wins, but they're giving something back to the fans. No, this is completely 100% AMC reaps all the benefit. Fans don't. We get dicked around. That's it. It's not really a big deal. I'm just saying. It was a little annoying. But then we get the preview and we get the Savior's reveal, and so many people were hyping the after credit scene, sending me messages being like, Negan. So, yeah, there was no shock. My face was this on the recording. It didn't blow me away, really. It was like, okay, I can't wait to go further into that. But that scene itself as a cliffhanger or, an introduction to the next episode, it didn't blow me away. I'm sorry this review is negative. It's gotta be. It feels negative as shit to me. But let me correct it. I did enjoy this episode for a Walking Dead episode. It just did not meet my expectations as a fan from the comic book. Now, as an episode of a TV show by itself, without even thinking about the comic book, yeah, I would totally enjoy this episode. I still would have noticed it running out of time before we got into anything major, so that also would have took away from the tension. So again, this wouldn't have been my favorite episode, but it wouldn't have been as bad as it is now that I'm a comic fan having these high expectations. I think that's it. I'm gonna revisit this, and hopefully I'm in a better mood, and hopefully I have some nicer things to say about the episode. Again, it wasn't horrible. There was just some things I couldn't get over as far as it took me out of the moment. It did have a nice build-up, though. They did have a nice build-up with Sam and that ending. I think that ending, the way they did that now, although we have to get this break and that does annoy me, being as it feels like a two-parter that was split in half when it didn't need to be, the way they did that with the holding the hands, paying homage to the comic, it was done really, really well. And now we're left with, some mystery yet on who's going to, injure somebody. I'll put it that way. You guys know in the comic book, you know who I'm talking about. And, the wolf's out there with a gun, so most likely it'll be the wolf. But also we got all the spoilers out already, so why bother predicting it? I'm going to shut up. Alright, I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna return this week with a lot of videos. If you're new, subscribe. I'm not always a fucking Debbie Downer with the reviews, but we're gonna have the in-depth discussions with episodes 6, 7, and 8 coming up this week, and we have a lot of content coming for the break. Alright guys, so it's your turn. Give me your thoughts and opinions about this episode in the comment box, and as usual, this is a spoiler-free channel, so anyone putting spoilers, and when I say spoilers, I mean information from episodes that haven't aired yet at all. If it hasn't aired yet and you do talk about it in the comments section and give any spoilers, you will be banned from this channel. Anyway, thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done bitching. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.